Hey everyone, I'm Mark, Dungeon Class, and we got some guests with us today. I'd like to welcome here. We have Mr. WallyDM from WallyDM, Josiah from Dungeon Dad, and Fred from How to D&D. And today we're talking about fun things to do with monsters. And today is a little hard one, I think. Maybe might stump the crowd a little bit. A Nothic. A Nothics are a pretty ugly thing, like a big old eye. And yeah, it's not going to be in that book, Wally. You're not going to find it in that one. Yeah, sorry. And so, big old eye. But also, I'm going to focus for my idea. Focus on it has this thing called rotting gaze, which typically, and it looks at you, it can do this necrotic ray kind of thing. But a picture of this, if you will. So your party goes into Waterdeep, and you've been asked to kind of investigate a mystery, and the mystery is that the people go into these rather heavy people go into this one physician in town, go into his office, and they come out, and they're much thinner than when they went in. And it's really the more affluent people in town that are doing this. It seems to be kind of popular amongst the rich crowd. And so, upon investigation, they find that they've employed a Nothic. He has done something with his gaze where it doesn't rot flesh anymore. It only gets rid of the fat under the skin, and therefore is a desirable thing. So you find that they're basically doing liposuction with this Nothic. And so I think it's a rather unusual turn of events. I don't think they're going to expect to see this, but it's the kind of thing that entrepreneur wizards might pull off possibly. And so that's my idea. Really out there. All right. So WallyDM, good luck to you. See if you can follow that one.
I love that idea. That's a great idea.
Nothic nip tuck.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you can make make it something super campy, like Dr. N Othic or something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to see Dr. N this week.
Writing that down right now. Yeah, Dr. N. Yeah.
He's a plastic surgeon. Comes out to, oh, hello. I can say we got some things to do. Might as well get started. Let's scrub up
thing.
I mean, it would be even crazier if the people didn't know what was happening. Like, you had a normal human guy who was just like, oh yeah, come on in, and is acting as if they're using magic, but there's a Nothic behind a sheet or something doing it, so it doesn't freak people out.
Yeah,
I think that's a great idea.
There you go.
Okay. Right. Yeah, I don't think I can follow that, but I will do my best. So I totally unfamiliar with Nothic, so I had to do a little bit of reading up, and what I came up with is going to be absolutely bizarre, and I expect nothing less from myself. And what I'm going to have is Nothics are supposedly wizards that were meddling around with stuff and then got caught up in things and then got turned into this creature and forgot who they were, even though in the back of their mind they always feel like they kind of remember, or they should be able to find a way to remember who they are. Mm-hmm. Well, my Nothic is going to be very tame, and the only thing that it remembers is its love for corn dogs. It just absolutely loves corn dogs. Stick with me now. And so,
no, I'm in it. Let's go.
Because every monster has this festering desire for corn dogs.
No, the wizard did, but that's the one remnant of the wizard that's left. It's the love for corn dogs. Yeah. So,
what's the wizard? Sonic the Hedgehog.
So obviously, a D&D carnival is the best place to get your corn dog. So this Nothic goes and it finds this traveling group. They take the Nothic in, and it actually has an ability. It has an insight ability where it's able to determine a secret from someone. So the carnival is going to use the Nothic as this fortune teller that is able to extract information from the mind. So they go up there and it extracts it, like a guessing game, guess my weight, guess my favorite color, and stuff like that. The Nothic pulls through for him, and then they pay the Nothic in corn dogs, and he's just as happy as can be.
I like this. I love that. Yeah, clever using that ability. I like this. All right, good stuff. All right. Josiah, what you got for us?
So, as Wally briefly mentioned, Nothics are a result of wizards delving into things that they shouldn't be. And if they do this, they get cursed, right? So then becoming a Nothic is a manifestation of this curse, which is just bestowed upon them by the gods, being like, oh, you learned one too many things that you were supposed to learn, so have fun being this gross monster now. That raises a lot of questions for me. For one, wizards are they're the only class that uses intelligence as their core stat. Like, it's the most important thing to them. And that's almost always been the case, barring like subclasses and stuff. But wizards are smart, right? Like, their whole deal is being intelligent. So you cannot tell me that a wizard is like looking into like some ancient god like Guanadar or something and being like, oh yeah, this curse, I'm turning into a Nothic. Oh no, I didn't know this was going to happen. Like, they obviously are aware that that can happen to them. So I imagine a world in which you have this wizard who's researching something such as the elder god Guanadar and is trying to get into some like real sketchy culty stuff, knowing that this might happen to them if they like get found out by the wrong extraplanar entity. So what would they do? Well, a wizard who is high enough level to be doing this kind of stuff would probably have the means to like back up their consciousness in a crystal or something. There actually used to be a spell in 3rd edition that did exactly that. So I imagine they would do that like almost every day, so that if this happened, their consciousness would still exist, and devise some type of magical way to then have that consciousness inserted into the Nothic if they were transformed into a Nothic. So they would retain their consciousness and kind of go through a loophole, meaning they would still become this horrible creature, but their memories and everything come back, and they're like, oh, okay, cool, I can continue the work. And also, like, joke's on you, God. Like, you thought you got me, but I'm still doing my thing. So you could set up like a leader of some type of cult that's trying to bring forth some elder evil or do something very specific and bad using like blood magic and stuff, who's a Nothic. And when the party hears tell of like a Nothic and they do their research, that's going to do two things. One, they might be like, oh, well, obviously this Nothic that's been spotted around town or whatever isn't important. Like, the cult might be using him for something, not realizing that he's like leading the whole show. Nice. And that could cause him to underestimate the threat. And also, as it's revealed, like, what's going on with this Nothic, that will show them like, oh, this guy's actually very powerful if he was able to like overcome this, and kind of set him up as a big, powerful figure. So that was my idea for using a Nothic, is basically a wizard who thought he was smarter than God.
Very nice. Boy, that's a horribly ugly wizard when they face him.
Oh yeah. But like, I mean, the type of person who's going to be delving into things that get you turned into a Nothic is usually the type of person who doesn't care much about physical appearance.
Yeah, that's why often they go into become liches, and they don't care about that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Very good. All right, very nice.
I could see that Nothic talking like smart Incredible Hulk.
Totally.
with the glasses on, or better yet, the smart gremlin from the original Gremlins movie, the one that was like really smart, had the glasses on.
Right, absolutely, because he's still in the body of a Nothic, and like that's the parts of his mouth he's still got to work with, but he's very educated. Be like, oh yes, greetings, and the party's just like, hello.
Party's like, whoa. Yeah.
Hello, can I help you with something?
It's like a monocle for his giant eye.
Big eye.
A nearsighted Nothic. Very good. All right, I like this. All right, good job. All right, so Fred, what you got for us?
Well, I had a hard think about it, and I at the end I just realized I had Nothic on it.
Boy.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, okay. All right. Everybody lost. No. They're all leaving now.
I'm with you on that, Fred. I like that.
Okay. Look, I found that pretty hard too. Frankly, I don't think it was very easy to do. In the end, I decided that I figured that like a Nothic had an eye, and for some reason I was focused on that. So I was thinking of like a monk, or a monastery with monks or librarians who look after an archive of like huge stone tablets they carve out. They're all Nothics, or a big library or university that's just, they are the ones who do all the work there, just full of Nothics. And of course, since they probably were wizards in the past, some of their memory had to be retained. thank you, Josiah. You just solved a lot of those problems for me because I couldn't figure out how that was going to work. And then I was thinking, well, if you're going to have like a university, why not just step it up to the next level and just go with having a scholar who studies astronomy? You know, great huge telescope, great huge eye, can see a long way, can document everything in the stars, that sort of thing. So I like that. I actually don't think this is like a combat. I feel like this is like an NPC that the the players would come across. And if you don't like that, then I just go with take that rotting gaze ability, and when they activate it and it hits the player's character, instead of it just doing necrotic damage, because that's like stuff, really. Stuff. Have like
That's
a
what I was
whole
thinking, yeah.
limb rot off and fall off like leprosy. You know, look at your arm, your left arm, it's gone. It's on the ground, rotted. You can't put that back on now. Yeah. So that's yeah, okay. That's all I have.
There's a Fred Wheeler right now.
Yeah.
Well done.
Very well done. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We don't want any of those wussy Nothics per se. Very good. Okay. All right. Very good. So this has been another edition of Fun with Monsters, and obviously we take these very seriously, and we we have a good time with them. Thank you everyone for joining us, and down in the comments, tell us how you would use a Nothic. Nothic is an unusual creature to kind of use, and not people don't talk about Nothics that much. So what are some ideas, fun ideas you have? Give us some ideas down in the comments below. And thank you everyone for being here with us. Appreciate you guys joining us. And with that, class dismissed.